I have a better idea.
Neymiş. You don't have a better idea. This is my idea is always the bestest. First question. I'm Coach George. I'm here with Coach Milli. She happens to be my wife for now. We'll see.
I'm completely unprepared for this one. I have no idea what the questions are, so wish me luck.
Okay, first question. How long are you in the gym? When I say gym, I mean bodybuilding gym, weightlifting gym, not the judo gym where you actually got your first experience in training, but bodybuilding, weightlifting, regular gym.
How long in
When
the
did you
gym
start?
as a coach, or when did I start training?
When did you start training? Your first experience?
It's been 17 years now. I started when I was around 14, 15, preparing for my competitions in judo. So yeah, between 15 and 17 years, something like that.
Okay, this is when you started training for yourself.
Yes.
Between competitions for judo. Okay. And when did you start working as a coach?
As a coach, I started last year of my college, which would be 2000. And when did I finish college?
You finished college.
I did. Fourth year of my college. I don't know. It's been like 10 years. So around 2014.
2014.
Yes, it's been like 10 years. What about you?
I don't know. I know. Actually, I started training in the gym first time when I was 24 because this is where I got my first serious injuries and I needed to fix them. So I went to the gym to do isolated training and you helped me with that.
Who pushed you to go to the gym?
You did, I think.
I did. I'm so proud.
Yes. The worst thing that ever happened to me.
I can see from now you're really hating it.
Yes. How's your view of the gym and attitude towards the training changed through the years?
That's an interesting one. Well, obviously when I started, I was into competing, so my only goal was to finish the training, to finish it strong, to just lift more weights and never skip the training and I used to spend 3 to 4 hours in the gym with all the warm-ups and stretching and everything because I had to be the best. And then with time I realized that you don't really have to spend 4 hours in the gym. You don't have to do million exercises. You don't have to finish 30 sets, which I used to do around, well, let's say, I don't know, 3 times 6 and then times, yeah, I used to do 20 to 30 sets of like exercises, different exercises in one workout. That's insane. So with time I realized you don't really have to do that. I went more into fitness where people want to lose weight, feel healthy, people were not in competitions, they were not competing, so this was different for me and it was hard for me in the beginning. I hated it because people are not motivated the same way when they're preparing for competition and when they want to lose weight. So it took some time for me to start enjoying it and to start enjoying helping people with the health, which is weird. Like you would say this is something you want to do the moment you start fitness, but it's just, I think, because of the reason I started because I wanted to be the best.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when I started training people, I expected the same motivation I had, so I had to kind of fine-tune my expectations. So that's kind of it, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So why, like, what motivates you now to do the training?
I enjoy spending time with my clients. I reached the point where I don't have to have a million clients. So I started enjoying knowing them more, knowing what they need in their life, because sometimes the client really just needs to move to raise their heart rate a little bit and to feel good after the session. So if I know they're feeling good after the session, this is what makes me enjoy giving the training.
Yes, but why are you training now for yourself?
Well, I want to compete again. I'm back at it. Like, okay, I had the moments where it was just a habit, so I just did the training because if I don't, I am going crazy. Then I went to the pregnancy. Then I trained so I can... and the babies. Anyway, I went to the to training so I can go through the pregnancy without complications. After the pregnancy, definitely recovery was my motivation. And now I want to compete again in Jiu-Jitsu though. So this is what makes me wanna do the training now. And I do feel better when I train. Even if I do like a few sets, few reps, I enjoy it. It makes me feel better.
So you would say you're training less for yourself in the gym?
Way much less. If I compare it 10, 15 years ago and now, it's like 15 years old me would look at me and be like, what are you even doing? You're not training. What the hell is this? So, yeah. But I feel like at this point of my life, that's more than enough. What about you?
What happened with my injuries? I overcame a lot of injuries in the past 10 years. And at first, I didn't know how to heal them, how to strengthen the joint, how to strengthen the muscle around it, and so on. But once I realized that, first of all, it's not that difficult, and second of all, it's very important because it completely changes. I remember up to 24th year, I was having a couple of injuries that were lasting years and years on end, and I would renew them every single year. And then once I started actually rehabilitating the muscle properly and taking it seriously, it just went away and I felt like it's a new joint there. So yeah, that's my experience. Unfortunately, the gym is the safest way and probably the best way to keep the body healthy and keep the body strong.
Why do you say unfortunately?
Because it's very, very, very boring. Like you're just moving iron from one side to another side. It's ridiculous. Like it seems like a punishment from Greek mythology. Like, I don't know.
See, I think that's the thing that only people who do martial arts would say, because you're used to moving your body in a different ways.
Exactly.
So gym, it just feels so kind of caged. Like the movement needs to go in this direction and you cannot change it in any other unless you want to go back to that injury.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. That is kind of boring.
It's extremely boring for anyone who did anything else, any other sport, and really enjoyed it. Doing the gym is insanely boring.
Yeah.
It completely closes your mind to the opportunities and to the possibilities that human body can achieve.
Mm-hmm. And like when you asked how did I start, the gym was just a supplement to my training. The gym was never main training. It was just, something to get me stronger through the preparation phase, and that's it. And then when I went to training and doing just gym, it really killed me in the beginning. I hated it. I don't know, with time I got used to it. I get a good playlist, and then I just, again, when I'm training, I don't know, I never ask people what are they thinking of when they train. Okay, you're thinking about the move, but what is your motivation during the training? Because usually when I'm training, I'm still thinking about competing, and like going through the fights and doing this and that move, and those are the things that I'm thinking while I'm lifting weights. So
what do I think about when I'm doing the move?
Like you're doing weights, you're in the gym. Ciao now.
When I am working, when I'm doing something, when I'm doing, for example, I'm doing set of pull-ups. This is what goes through my head. I started now, so when I started doing pull-ups, I started now, there is no backing up, because if I stop halfway there, or if I stop before I'm actually tired, or before I hit my limit, that means I'm regressing. that means tomorrow I'm gonna be weaker because of it, because of one set that I did, that I half-assed. My body is gonna get a signal, oh, we don't have to be this strong anymore, we can go and be a little bit weaker, save some energy and so on. And that scares the shit out of me. That's why basically almost all of my sets are till failure. And that's why I don't train very often, and that's why I don't train like 16 exercises in a training. I choose like 2 or 3 exercises, body movements per training, and that's what I do. And I do a couple of sets of those to failure, and then tomorrow I pick something else. So that's my way of training. It just, being scared of being weak tomorrow. That's it.
But you say that's your way of training. What if the client comes and tells you they want to train like that? Would you give them that kind of a program? Or you would say, no, this is how it has to be. This is your goal, and we have this, and this, like...
I wish all of my clients had the privilege that I have. And that is for every day to be in the gym, to have all the weights accessible and all the exercises accessible for a very long period of time. I have this privilege to do a set and then wait 30 minutes and then do another set. And then when I feel like it, do a third or fourth set, and so on. And I can do it through basically any part of the day and any movement that I feel like it that day. I don't even have to follow the program. It's still gonna work. And I can do this literally every single day. And I don't spend hours and hours sitting in front of the computer doing some calculations or whatnot, tiring my brain, and then feeling tired at the end of the day, and then trying to push myself to do some physical activity. This must be exhausting for most people. This is what I like about being a coach. You actually have this access and have this lifestyle that is basically a privilege. I wish all of my clients had this, but not all people are this lucky.
So practically you don't have like a dedicated hour for the training. You just move and train throughout the day, and you have your results.
Exactly. Very, very rarely I will dedicate an hour or a specific period of time to actually do a training. And if I do that, it's because of other people. If somebody wants to train with me, then I have to accommodate that. But training for myself, I can't remember when is the last time I did that. Actually, like, took an hour to do a training for myself.
And yet you have an amazing results.
Yes, exactly.
That sends a message to people. They should just move more, no?
Well, moving more with purpose. Moving more, like, because it's the same in jiu-jitsu, for example. If you just tell people, just do more sparrings and you're gonna get better, and just do more sessions and don't skip trainings and go there and give your best, and like you're gonna get results. Yes, you will get some results, but training with purpose, trying to solve a problem, trying to, as I said, when I hit, for example, when I jump and do pull-ups, I will always go to failure. And it's very straightforward and it's very simple. It's a little bit more complicated in jiu-jitsu. In jiu-jitsu, you need to figure out what is the, let's say, weakest point of your game or the strongest point of your game, whichever you want to work on first. And then you try to fix that, and then you try to find solutions for that. It's more of a chess game than a freaking moving weights. That's why I said it's more fun, but inherently it's more difficult. So yeah, that's my take on it.
I like it.
What do you think is the biggest obstacle for people in Kuwait when it comes to training?
The weather, the way that Kuwait is made, as it's really not walking friendly. You cannot be outside, which is understandable. It's 60 degrees during summer. We have just a few months where we can actually go out and do something. So from my perspective, this is the worst thing, that you can't just go out and walk. Just go to some park and, I don't know, do some push-ups, pull-ups, and be active. So I think it's the weather and the lifestyle, which I think is again affected by the weather. People just got used to being inside under the AC and surviving, and then traveling and just, I don't know, thinking that walking and eating is a vacation. Like when I say to my clients that I train during my vacation, they get confused, like, why don't you rest? I am resting, but I cannot not train. It's the way I live. Like, it's just, I have to move. So I think it's the weather. A lot of things are affordable. Like, I think there is no other place in the world than the Middle East where people can just easily order a home delivery of Ozempic. Like, you just get it. So people think that the gym is the place where you just go and train to lose weight, to punish yourself, and that's it. So why would I do that when I can take Ozempic and lose weight way much easier, way much faster? You know, it just kills my will to eat, so I'm just gonna lose weight that way. So the fact that a lot of things are affordable, you know, and you can afford a lot of shortcuts, and the fact that the weather is just a disaster. I think that's it, yeah. You agree? You would add something?
I believe what you said is actually true, but this is a symptom also of the disease. One of the other symptoms might be the culture that is not used to, because of the weather, because of all of these things, is not used to actually training, being in the gym, doing whatever sports there is, and so on. But I believe, because now when you see young people, especially the people that you train with, for example, in jiu-jitsu, in judo, whatever, there are also some women there, some girls, right? When those girls give birth, do you think their children is going to be lazy and they're not going to train because of the weather, or because of it's very easy to order Ozempic?
It's a culture, you're right. Even the women, like, when you mentioned it, people are not educated enough, and they strongly believe that you should not train when you're pregnant. You should just sit
and shit.
and shit.
But you should be very careful, because it might happen you shit out the baby.
That's one of the things I got. Don't squat, the baby will fall out. That's actually what one girl told me. So I don't blame her. It's, people are really uneducated. They don't know anything. Like, they just do it old school style. I learned from my mother. My mother, like, got information from her mother. My daughter is supposed to get information from me, and I am not supposed to research or educate myself. So what people believe is a woman shouldn't move when she's pregnant. She should just sit and breathe. I've been even told, just go for walks, but walk slowly. I swear that's what I've been told. So the bad thing with women, they will train whatever they do. Even young girls, they start training, they start doing, let's say, jiu-jitsu or any sports. The moment they get married, that all goes out of the window. You're not training anymore. Now you're taking care of the family. Like, there's no, training is just something like you do on a side. It's not part of the life. It's not a lifestyle. Where in, let's say, Europe, it's completely normal that you train. Like, rarely you will ask someone, oh, did you train something when you were a kid? You can ask them, what did you train when you were a kid? It's just, everyone is moving, everyone is training, everyone is doing something. So actually, you might be right, the culture and not being educated enough on importance of physical activity, any kind of physical activity, is what really makes people here suffer, I would say.
I mean, personally, I have clients who came to the gym for the first time in their lives, 30, 40 years old. 40 years old, did not lift anything, didn't train anything, did not run, chase the ball, nothing, zero.
That is insane.
For me, that anywhere else where we grew up, this is unimaginable.
Mm-hmm.
This is impossible to do. Like, if you tried, you would fail.
Mm-hmm.
Because growing up, even if you never like hit the gym and lifted weights, you would at least go outside and play soccer with your friends, play basketball. This is how we socialize.
Exactly. We don't go to, here people socialize by going to the restaurant.
Yes.
We go out to play something.
Yes.
It's like, let's go for I was disaster. Everything with the ball is just a disaster. I am not good with basketball or any other things. That's why I went to martial arts.
Yes.
I am good with these things. So you cannot go out and fight people. You can, but you shouldn't. But yeah, you go out and do something. I did play soccer with boys when I was a kid.
People don't understand, especially here in Kuwait, how important and what difference does it make when a child trains early, and how much impact that makes on your life later on. And it's not only just muscle memory that you build and then it's easier for your body to get in shape again. It's not only that. It's like what I'm talking about, it's more psychological. Because once you start training and once your body and your mind get used to this, it's, first of all, it's much easier to withstand the pain of muscle burning. It's much easier to do that. It's not as mentally painful and as mentally difficult for some people who never did this. For the first time they feel this pain. And when you're 30 years old and you feel some pain that you never felt, you get scared shitless. You think you're dying.
I have an example of getting scared shitless. My client did a chest day. 2 days later, she came for another training and told me that she went for a breast checkup because she thought she has a cancer because of the pain she had. I love this woman so much. This is the one that says that burpees are mean because they're forcing you to jump and celebrate them. So the other thing, not just physical pain, it kind of helps you also handle the pain that you go through in life, like hard situations, even getting out of bed and going to work. You know, when you train, all of us back home, like at least once, if you did any sports, you woke up at 6 a.m. to go for a run. You hated it, but then you woke up, you went out, you finished your run, you felt amazing. You know how to fight yourself, your laziness, when you don't want to do something, when you're going through something hard, you know, like, okay, I handled this training and that training. You're kind of mentally more equipped to survive hard times, I would say.
Yes.
I think that's like very, very, very important part of physical activity. And I shouldn't be saying this, but I really would recommend physical activity more because of this than because of physical strength, even though you really need it.
Yes.
But mental strength, it's so easy to build it. You train, and I don't know why people are not doing it. I don't get it.
How many times it happened to you for a client that picks up the weight, says, "Coach, this is too difficult. Coach, I can't," and then keeps doing the exercise and keep doing the repetitions. And I would tell to my clients, if it's difficult, why did you do full 10 repetitions? If you can't, how did you finish them? And they don't have an answer, like, how do you mean?
I had this, I can't, coach, this is too heavy. And since I train women a lot, it's usually followed by, coach, I will cry. And then it's followed by their shock because I tell them, it's okay, cry, just finish the set. They're shocked. How? You would just let me cry? Yes, I cried through my workout so many times. It's fine. You came here to do the job, so do it. It's like, it's what makes you stronger. This is why you came. Why are you making drama around it? And the fact is that you can do it because you just did it. Why are you underestimating yourself?
Oh, I don't think people underestimate themselves. I think people don't. This is what I'm saying. These people are the people who say this is too difficult and then they finish the set, are the people who never trained anything and who never trained till failure and never tried to reach their limits. They don't know their limits. They have no idea.
But this is what I believe, this is how I look at it, and this is how I want it in their heads. You are underestimating yourself without even knowing it, because you have belief that you are weak, you have belief that you can't do it. Where you're not actually aware that you can. You just never really pushed yourself or had someone push you. So practically you are underestimating yourself. You're just not aware of it. You're not doing it on a conscious level.
But I like to say it in different wording. I like to say your brain is lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
You believe it 100% and you think it's real, but it's your brain that is lying to you because it's trying to preserve your body. But it's literally lying to you. I remember when I first ran 10 kilometers. After kilometer number 6, I thought I was dying. This is it. This is my last day on earth. But my friend who was leading me, he told me everything is okay. Just run slowly. Look in front of yourself. Breathe like this and like this. And I was sure. If there was a grandpa with a cane next to me, he would overtake me. This is how slowly I was running. And I kept running, and he told me the most important thing now is not to stop. Because if you stop, not only your body will get adjusted to walking, there's another thing, psychological thing, you will be defeated. Your brain is going to defeat you. Your brain is lying to you. Now it's telling you you can't, but you will finish this. And I did finish 10 kilometers. When I did finish 10 kilometers, that was my revelation. And I remember I didn't even know when is the end. I don't know when are we going to finish 10 kilometers. He's going to tell me. So there is this infinity in your brain. I'm running and I'm running. There is no end. There is no we're gonna finish at some point. No, I might be running until tomorrow or day after. I didn't know how far are we into this run. And this is such an important lesson that I learned that day, is because once you start something, if you actually push through it, you are going to win eventually. It doesn't matter if you run slowly, if you run faster, if grandpa with the cane beats you, it really doesn't matter.
As long as you don't stop.
The only thing that matters is you don't trust your brain when it's lying to you.
Yeah, I have a funny story with the same friend. We ran 15 kilometers. At certain point, I was actually on my knees crawling. I'm not joking. I was on my knees. And I wanted to give up, but at that time I had already a lot of experience of competing and training and everything. So I just hated him because I didn't want to go for this run. And here I am now crawling. And then I got up and we finished 15.5. And it was amazing. I was shocked when we finished because I didn't know we ran that much. I just know that once we stopped, I got numb from hip down. Like my legs were walking, but I didn't feel them. But I can't remember. I was trying to remember now when you're saying when was the first time for me that I got through that like point where I thought I'm gonna give up and then no, I'm gonna continue. I can't remember it. I was a teenager. It was when I was preparing for some of my competitions. It's insane that I can't remember it. It's shocking.
Now, to go back to these people who were not this lucky and who did not have childhood with physical activities and so on, what do you think they can do about this now when they started training?
I mean, the internet and social media is filled with these quotes that are kind of cliche, but it's true. Like, it's never too late. You can start. It's gonna definitely be beneficial for your health. You're gonna feel better for your physical and mental health. So just start slowly and don't stop. Let the grandpa with the cane like go and overcome you. Overcome, is that how you say? Overtake. Brain fart, bad English. Anyway, let it happen. Just don't stop. Keep going, and like you might get some very, very nice results. Like, if nothing, you're gonna feel better. So I think just start.
Results. When it comes to results, I think it's regardless when you start. You can literally be unrecognizable to people. Like, you can completely change your outlook, completely, regardless of who you are, regardless of how you look now. You can you can change it so significantly that people would not recognize you when they meet you on the street.
Yeah.
And everyone can do it. Everyone can do it. The problem is, for most people, this is not worth it. The amount of time and dedication and learning that you have to actually invest to get these significant results, even if they achieve these results, I don't know what people are imagining is happening when you get fit or when you get stronger or when you is your life suddenly changes completely immediately. When you get six-pack, this is where all the women in the world start jumping on you and everybody wants to marry you. I don't know what people are imagining, but it's really not like that. Some people might be underwhelmed with the results that once they achieve their goal. Let's put it like that. For most people, that significant change is not worth it. But as you said, let's say their full potential is 100%. If they reach 50%, they can live very, very happy life. They can be healthy, they can be strong enough to lift their children, to lift their grandkids, to lift their wife properly. Healthy, have a muscle mass that's gonna actually regulate the freaking sugar so you don't have diabetes. Have a strong heart because of cardiovascular system, because of cardio training that you do, and so on and so on. And mental benefits.
But I think people should kind of understand how to set goals. I think that social media is really, really messing up with people. First of all, it annoys me so much when I see this exercise is perfect and you will get you a six-pack in 6 weeks. It will give me six-pack in 6 weeks because I already have it. So I need to cut a little bit and I will have the visible six-pack again. If you never ever trained, you're not gonna have a visible six-pack in 6 weeks, maybe in 6 months also, 6 years, who knows, unless you really dedicate to it, but is it really worth it? So I would it makes me sad the fact that people are setting goals based on social media trends. I see it in women. The insecurities that they're having are based on what they see on social media, because we had the period of wanting a big glutes. This is it. I would just want to work on my glutes. I want to have a very nice big rounded bum. Then I want to have a flat stomach. Now we are in the era of hip dips. I don't want to have hip dips. And then they tell you there are these exercises, if you do them, all of a sudden your body shape and bone structure is going to change. And it's hard to explain it to people because they see it and they want to believe what they like. They're not going to believe me when I tell them, that's not going to happen. They want to believe this girl that doesn't have a hip dips, and that's going to tell them, just if you do this for 3 weeks, you will not have them, but buy my program. I never had hip dips. I started having them after I gave birth, and I just saw them and I was like, oh, okay, this is how I am now. It's how you're built. It really, having or not having hip dips is not going to change quality of your life. This is what kills me, where people just don't, I don't know, they're setting goals and expectations only based on the looks. I just want to look this way. There is no, I want to feel this way. I want to be able to do this and that. That's why I like sports more than fitness, as in training in the gym, because when I go to jiu-jitsu, I'm not going to go to Budris and tell him, coach, I really want to look nice when I put my gi on and when I tie my belt, I want... No, show me how to, pass the guard, because this guy is really annoying me with his legs. I want to learn the skill.
Yes, exactly.
So, I don't know, maybe we should just try and push people more into sports. Teach them skills in the gym.
Very, very good point that you made. The question that you ask and the idea that you go to when you go to training is going to change the outcome completely. When I have a client who tells me, coach, what I need to do to get a six pack, what I need to do to, like, you understand? I tell them there is literally nothing you can do. How long it will take me? You will never have it. You don't understand. What do you know, my friends, or something, or this guy or that guy? Yes, that guy didn't go to the gym and ask how long it will take for me to have a six pack. That's the point. Because is it possible, like if you're like 20% body fat, is it possible to get six pack in a year? Theoretically, yes. 1 out of 100 people, yes, for sure.
But why?
Sure. No. It's possible, right? But I'm telling you, you are not the one. Just because of mental state you're in, chasing a six pack is not how you get it.
That's true.
If you come to the gym and tell me, coach, what exercises do I need to do to progress? How can I become stronger? What diet principles I need to follow to lose body fat? How will I know if I'm on a good path? When should I weigh myself? How should I weigh myself? What is the program that I need to follow? And so on. These are the people who are going to get to six pack. And not the guy who comes to the gym and asks me, how long until I get to six pack? There is literally no way. The mindset is not there.
Yeah, it's the people who need to start training because of the training. Like, you need to find what do you like and then enjoy that, and then you will have the whatever results you other people might want. I started facing this question, I just remembered, when I was very young. I was teenager. I was good looking teenager since I did sports all my life. So I remember we were at this birthday party and one girl asked me, oh my god, you have such a flat stomach, how did you get it, what did you do, how, and I remember I was confused, like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know, I never thought about having a flat stomach. That's just like, it just happened because, like, I don't know, I did judo. And she's like, so should I start training judo to have a flat? I mean, if you're interested in knowing judo, yes. But if you're interested in having a six pack, then no. It's not gonna give you that. So
for those people, I have amazing answers. For example, for this girl, should I start training judo? Yes, definitely. Do you know why? And why all girls who train judo, they have flat stomach? Do you know why? Because when you throw someone and you fall onto them, you squish them and you make it flat. And you do this more often, you're gonna have a flat stomach for sure.
Yeah.
You know what?
Sad.
Most people don't know if I'm joking or not. Sometimes I don't know if I'm joking or not.
They might get
I
a
had
bit
a client.
flatter.
I had a client who asked me, Coach, how can I make my hands bigger?
That's what I wanted to ask. What's the weirdest question you got from your client?
Yes. Oh, weirdest question.
Or request
Training,
or a goal.
Training related. No.
Yes. Not training related and goal related.
I have so many weird questions not related to the training. That's going to be another talk. No, but this guy, Coach, how can I make hands bigger? And I'm like, you mean arms? You want to have shoulder, biceps, tricep? No, Coach, my hands. I'm like, okay, forearm. You mean like a Popeye? He's like, no, I want to have bigger hand. I want to have bigger and thicker fingers. I ask him, why do you have this? Because people who have big hands, they're like very strong and very masculine and whatnot. Like, okay. Do you have a solution for this? Of course I have.
I have
First
one.
solution is take a hammer. And should they do hammer like on the... No. You put your hand and take a hammer and smash your hand to bits. And he's looking at me and I tell him, there's a scientific reason why you're doing this. Because bones, when they break and when they heal stronger and bigger than they were before, and mostly they are unable to break in the same point. So if you break enough bones in your hand, it's going to actually get bigger. Once it breaks, ask the doctors to pull it apart a little bit. The same the shit they do for the shins to make people taller.
So they do the same thing.
Yeah, you should probably do the same on the hands. And he starts looking at me, and at this point he realizes that I'm actually joking, and I tell him, if this doesn't work, then take the same hammer and hit yourself in the head for asking stupid questions.
We have this it's a friend of ours. She has an interesting answer to the female clients who come, because usually it's kind of the same. When they come, you have the same answer when you ask them what's the goal. So the girl starts, I want to lose this, I want my waist like this, I want flat stomach, I want big butt and tiny legs, I don't want my quads to be big, so I want thin legs, and like, and she's looking at her dead serious, and then she just tells her, amazing, I will tell you, I have a recommendation for you. I know perfect plastic surgeon. They have a very good clinic. You should go there and do it. And the girl's looking at her shocked, like, what do you mean? Like, I mean, I'm not a magician. You came here to train, not to. I'm not like doing a full body reconstruction. Like I didn't study medicine. You know, people have very unrealistic expectations from the training. And I think that's killing us all.
Yeah, killing them more than us.
I don't know, it annoys me. It gives me like, I don't know.
I have a client who just started training, doesn't have experience, is in his late 30s, I think. And he saw another client entering the gym. And this guy, you can clearly see he has decently developed arms, nice shoulders, biceps and triceps are there. There is some body fat, but he's pretty lean. And he comes into the gym, and my client tells me, Coach, I want to be like this guy. How long it will take me? And how long do you think this guy is training? And I told him, this is a physique of someone who's hitting gym consistently with a decent program for at least 5 years. And he took 5 years. I'm like, there is no way. Really, this long? I was expecting a year or two. I'm like, brother, there is no way. Maybe not even in 5 years you're gonna look similar to this. But let me go and ask him. It was not my client. And I go to the guy and I ask him, and he tells me, I'm training anywhere between 4 and 6 years, if you include small breaks and so on.
I don't know if, yeah.
I was spot on, and he told me, but I also trained swimming when I was a kid. Here we go. When you start training early, it's much easier to maintain that later. And that's why I said to my client, 5 years is if you are lucky enough to actually hit the gym consistently, to hit failure in every set, and so on and so on. You will have results. There is no way not to have them, but it will take more time.
So send your kids to the gym, any sports.
Yes.
It's gonna help them later on in their life.
For sure. And the most important thing for kids when they train is the fact that they like it.
Oh yeah.
It does not have to be crazy structured. You do not have to have the best coach in the world.
Please don't yell. You're gonna wake up the baby.
Yeah. You don't have to have the best coach in the world. What you need is for kids to love their training, to want to come again, to ask mother and father, can we go to the training? When are we going to the training again? This is it. This is how you create positive reinforcements. This is how you actually create something for life.
Yeah, especially lately, because the kids are spending a lot of time in front of the screen. So taking them away from there and putting their attention in something else, something more useful, I would say, better for their health, is something that definitely will benefit them now and later in their lives. Definitely.
Okay. Mao is sleeping. I don't want to wake him up, so we're done for today.
But I think Mao is enjoying. He likes our voices. Anyway, I enjoyed. Thank you so much. Even though I was unprepared, it was nice. Thank you so much.
Bravo, Libera.
Bravo, Libera. Să două fără de nici pale snimai.
Možda nisam.
Ja mislim da jesi, da sam videla reakciju.